คือเราจะไลฟ์ on Facebook เนี่ยนะครับไลฟ์ on Facebook หนูลองครูจะแชร์ไปที่เว็บของเอามือถือไม่ครูด่วนเลยของอาจารย์แอบขึ้นต้นว่าไงวะดีแล้วต้องมีคนช่วยครูสักคนหนึ่งไม่งั้นโอ้ยอาจารย์ก็ไม่อยู่รูปไปไหนแล้วอ๋อทีนี้โอ้อาจารย์บีโอ้โอ้ย โอเค อาจารย์ผมแชร์ไปที่ไทม์ไลน์ของผมนะอาจารย์ช่วยแชร์จากไทม์ไลน์ของผมอีกทีได้ไหมเอาครับครับ Hello. มี Could you please answer the question from Ajahn Ryan? How do you get in? Why don't you log in, please? Okay, everybody, welcome to uh, our webinar. So welcome to our EL334 webinar on the future of work. So if you just coming in, okay, if you are just joining in, welcome. So, right. So shall we wait for a few more minutes before everybody joining in? So, hello, Ajahn Ryan, Ajahn Sukunkan, Atitiya, Anis. I can see you now. Okay. So how about you, Kanchana? So we have Thanapat and I think Thawatchai. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Future of Work webinar. I'm Janpha Thadphoothon, and this is the webinar as part of the course on business discussions. I'm here from Building 5, Thurikit Pandit University. Okay. If you have trouble logging in or anything, please let me know through the live communication. I'll try to get everybody on. Okay. So, so the first thing that we are going to do is going through the program. So I would like to invite Kanchana, one of the representatives from the class, to actually go through the objectives and the program for today. So, Kanchana, please come over here.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Future of Work EL334 webinar. Teacher, slide ไม่ไป
Click.
Okay, this is the aim. This is a part of course EL334 Business Discussion. This is our first webinar in addition to the presentation of the student. We also have 6 speakers in the panel. We have key aims. First, to discuss the new challenge and opportunity for job seekers in the future. Second, to offer advice to job seekers and new graduates in the particular on how to prepare themselves for the changing the world. Third, to provide a forum to the students to practice their business English skill. Okay, let's look to our agendas. First, we have to start with introduction, about 5 minutes. Second, student presentation, about 30 minutes. And then speakers, about 50 minutes. And Q&A, 5 minutes. And the last is the coaches. This is student presentation. First, Kanchana team. Second, the Joy teams. Third, Owen and Anit team. Fourth, Fern and Mon team. Then, Sai I U team. And the last is Dalabu team. This is our speaker in this afternoon. First, Richard Hams. He knows speakers. Second, Samson Liang, lecturer, Macau. Third, Walisala Leungtinakon, Norway. Fourth, Lilawadi Pirom, DPU Alumnus, USA. Then, Lion Stafans, entrepreneur and English teacher. And the last is Ratapon Saeung, IT expert, DPU Amanas.
Okay, thank you, Kanchana, for your introduction and the program for this afternoon. If you just sign in, if you just log in, welcome to the webinar on the future of work. Okay, so the first presentation will be from Kanchana team. Okay, and okay, please wait for 1 or 2, just a few seconds. So I would like the first speaker, the student speaker, okay, Kanchana, to talk about your survey. Okay.
I am Kanchana Chonghema. I represent to our teams. Today, I'm going to talk about the future of work survey. We did an online survey 2 weeks ago. It had 30 people who answered our questionnaire. In first of all, this is our questionnaire. Number 1, have you ever buy an item via a chatbot? Number 2, chatbot or AI will be greatest influence in the future of working. You agree with this statement? Why or why not? Number 3, what are some of the things chatbot or AI can do when compared with the humans? Number 4, what skill or competencies that you think are strongly necessary in the future working environment? And the last question is, what would be necessary for working successful in the new normal world? Okay, let's look our result. More than 50% of the participants said they had bought items to chatbots. Number 2, our half said they agree that chatbot or AI will be great influence in the future of work. And number 3, people think the first thing that chatbot could do when compared with the humans is that chatbot could answer all questions that the user asks. Moreover, chatbot can express their feeling and can understand the feeling of the humans. And this is the top skill for the future of working. First, communication skill. You have to speak clearly or make other people understand their purpose. Computer skill. You have to know the course or the new system that is necessary for working. And the third, teamwork skill. You are able to work with other people who are different attitudes or mindsets. And the last is, it can be seen that 99% said being able to adapt to various situations is the most needed ability necessary for working successful in the new normal. Thank you for attention.
Okay, thank you, Kanchana, for your presentation. Okay, now the second presentation will be from Joy and her team. Okay. Joy, are you ready? Hello, Joy, are you ready? Okay. Hello? Joy, are you ready? Where? I cannot hear you. Can you say again? Okay. 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 Is your name Pitaya? Is Pitaya? Pitaya. Pitaya, are you ready?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, now can you see? Okay, I can hear you loud and clear. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now you can begin.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Today, I would like to talk about the skills for the future challenges. Next slide, please. And we did an online survey for 33 people answered our questions. Next slide, please. And these are our questions. First, what is your occupation? Second, how old are you? Third, what is your gender? Fourth, do you think what are 3 important skills for working in the near future? And the last one is, what should Thai teens do to get ready for the challenges? Next slide, please. And let's start. What is your occupation? Next slide, please. The most answer is from student, and the answer is 22 people. And second is from self-employee, and the third are equal. And the next, how old are you? Next slide, please. The most answer is the ages between 20 to 25 years. Next slide, please. Next is gender. In terms of gender, we got 24 of females and only 8 of male. And This is what do you think are the 3 important skills for working in the near future? About the 3 important skills for working in the near future, most of them answered that we should have language skills, for example, English and Chinese, and communication skills and problem-solving skills are also very important. Next slide, please. Finally, the things that Thai teens should do to get ready for the new challenges. Next slide, please. And most answers were finding a job that they love, so they will be able to work for a long time. Secondly, they should get ready for every situation. Thirdly, have positive attitudes. And finally, they should have some experience while studying. Okay, thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you, Siwaporn. Thank you, Joy, for your presentation. So this is the second group. Okay. And the third group. Okay, from Anis. Anis, are you ready? Okay. So let me share the next screen. So Anis, hello.
Hi.
Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, now you may begin.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Anis. I represent from my group. Today, I am going to talk about a future of work is an online survey. Let's start. Next slide, please. Okay, first of all, it's online survey that we have. Data were collected 3 weeks ago, early October, from 33 respondents. Next, please. Then I will talk about the results of our survey. As you can see on the circle chart, this will show you about the gender. Most of them are female, about 66.7%, then is a male about 25%, and prefer not to say about 8.3%. Next, please. However, in terms of age, the majority of the respondents, 33 of them, were between 20 to 25 years old. Next, I will talk about the overall of the answer from the respondents. Our first question is the skill needed for working with other people. The answer that we got are adaptability, listening skill, open-minded communication, respect, and teamwork skill. Next, please. Second question is, in industries, job most affected by the pandemic. The answer that we got are hotel and tourism, airline, industry, medical professional. In fact, everybody have affected by the pandemic. Next, please. Number 3 is about industries or jobs least affected by the pandemic. Government work, of course, IT, e-commerce, and delivery service such as food, Lazada. Next, please. And this is our last question is, how do you cope with the pandemic outbreak? And here are the answers that we got. Stay clean and stay home. Look after your health, financial management, saving, spend less. Practice social distancing and learn new skills. Next, please. This is our members. And thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you, Anis, for your presentation. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you,
So,
teacher.
Aditya, could you please stand by and get ready? Uh, so, okay, Aditya. Aditya, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, could you volume up, speak a little bit louder, please?
Yeah. Do you hear me?
No, we can't hear you. Can you speak a bit louder, please?
Yes, teacher. Do you hear me?
Okay, okay, are you ready?
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Atitayakami. Today, I'm going to talk about the online survey. The topic is the work of the future. Next slide, please. And it was an online survey. 31 respondents. Next slide, please. There were male 12 and there were female 19. Next slide, please. The question is, what is your occupation? 20 of them were students. Next slide, please. The question is, how old are you? The majority of them were between 21 to 23 years old. Next slide, please. The question is, in the future, you will be doing your own business or being an employee of a company. Doing your own business, 90, and being an employee of a company, 12. Next slide, please. The question is, if you should doing your own business, what business do you want to do and why? Restaurant, 12. Food and beverage, 3. Online business, 3. And non-specific, 6. Next slide, please. The question is, if you should being an employee of a company, what work or job do you want to do and why? And you can look at the screen. Next slide, please. The question is, what skill necessary to work with authors in organization? And you can look at the screen. Next slide, please. The question is, do you think technology is essential to the future work? Most said yes. Technology is very important because it has become a part of the modern life, where in the future needs technology. And this is the end of our presentation. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, Aditya, for your oral presentation. Okay, and I call upon the next speaker, the book team. Okay, all right. Let me get your slide ready. Okay. So, Nathananpon, are you ready? Hello?
Hear me?
Okay, Nathananpon, can you speak a little bit louder, please?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Okay, the forum is you. Okay, I'm just clicking your PowerPoint slide, so you can begin. Hello? Nachananpon, are you ready?
Teacher, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you see the screen?
Okay, let me start.
Okay, can you see the screen, right? You can see the screen.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, you may begin.
Teacher, I saw only your face. I don't saw the slide.
Okay. You don't see the slide. Okay, let
Yes.
me. Okay. Now you see the slide now.
Yeah, it's loading. Okay.
Okay. Okay. You may begin.
Okay, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nachananpon, and today I'm going to talk about the future of work. Next slide, please. We have 5 questions. The question is, what is your gender? The second question is, how old are you? The third question is, what is your occupation? The fourth question is, name 3 important skills for working in near future. And the last question is, how best should youngsters, Thais, graduates get ready for the challenges? Next slide, please. And we did online survey and there are 30 respondents. Next slide, please. I'm going to talk about the results. For the first question, what is your gender? The majority of the respondents were females. Next slide, please. And the second question, how old are you? Most were between 21 to 29 years old. Next slide, please. And the third question, what is your occupation? Most were students, some were accountants. Next slide, please. I'm going to talk about important skill, and there is some answer from the respondents. Of knowledge in many fields, collaboration skills, interpersonal skills, and listening skill. And the last is planning skill, communicate skills, and problem solving skills. Next slide, please. And I'm going to talk about how to get ready for the new challenge. And there is some answer. They say like take responsibility, be on time and ready to learn all the times. Prepare your English and Chinese communication skills for the future career advancement. And be patient because it will help us through various challenges. And the last one is practice a second language because in the future, the second language will be used as the main language for work. Next slide, please. And the last slide is about a summary. From the survey, most of people taking the survey are women aged between 21 to 29 years old, and most of them are students. A skill that is often discussed is working with others, speaking, and problem-solving skills. And the best way to get ready for the challenge, you should first active and alert to change and perceive new things. Second, learning new things all the time in order to understand things easily and quickly. And third, open to new things and apply it to our work. Fourth, be friendly and work well with others. And the last one is knowledge of technology and can be used for work. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Patranpon, for your presentation. And I call upon Thabachai of book to get ready for your oral presentation. And the next presentation from the student will be the last group for the presentation in the student category. And after this, we will go to the speaker and the keynote address by Dr. Richard Hams. He's gonna give us a keynote address. So Thadphoothon. So Thadphoothon say something. Hello, are you ready? Thadphoothon? Thadphoothon?
Hello.
Okay, I can
Okay.
hear you. Right, if you are ready, let me know.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, let me. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes,
Okay,
really.
now you may begin. Okay, you have
Okay.
3 minutes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. And today I'm going to talk about futures of work survey, as we did the survey a few weeks ago. Sorry. And next slide, please. Okay. The number of the respondents of this survey is 32 people. And next slide, please. The next slide is about the result of the surveys and questions on. So next slide, please. Most respondents were female. The genders of respondents, most of them were females. Next slide, please. And aged, most of respondents were aged between 20 to 30 years old. Next slide, please. And this is the questions and the results. What job sector industry are you in? 50% of respondents were students and 30% was people who are unemployed. And next slide, please. Okay, and the question is how COVID-19 affect to your life or work? According to the results on the right in the screen. There are many problems affecting people's lives and their works. As a result, some people are now unemployed and losing their job. Next slide, please. And what should we do or adjust in this COVID-19 situation? There are several answers and so many reasons from the respondent. They said they need to adjust themselves, and there are so many things that they have to change. For example, a new normal life, work from home, business online, such as sell something on the internet, and take course to develop their skill. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you, Thadphoothon, for your presentation. This comes to the last presentation from the students. So just to recap again, we have just done 6 presentations from 6 groups of our students. So what's next is the keynote address by Dr. Richard Hams. So unfortunately, he couldn't be with us. So he sent us his pre-recorded video to give us the keynote address. So I will play his video to all of you. Uh, okay.
I'm delighted to be talking to you today.
Can you hear? Can you see the screen, everybody? Can you see the video?
Yes.
Yeah, you can see the video. Okay. Very good. Very good.
สวัสดีครับ I'm delighted to be talking to you today. I'm Richard Hames, the founder and executive director of the Centre for the Future, which is a global company, a startup really, looking at how we can reimagine and redesign the human presence on Earth. But I'm better known as a futurist, and I'm going to be talking to you today about the future of work. Of course,
You don't see the video. Okay.
Teacher, I can't see the video.
Can you see
Me
the
too.
video?
No.
No.
It's just a folder.
Yes.
And
We see your face,
I,
your face.
yeah.
Okay.
สวัสดีครับ
Can you see the video now, everybody? Can you see the video I'm sharing?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Okay. Okay.
I'm delighted to be talking to you today. I'm Richard Hames, the founder and executive director of the Centre for the Future, which is a global company, a startup really, looking at how we can reimagine and redesign the human presence on Earth. But I'm better known as a futurist, and I'm going to be talking to you today about the future of work. Of course, as a futurist, I can't talk with precision about anything and be sure that it's going to happen. Nobody can. But we can make certain assumptions on what's happening today. And because of the importance of context, I want to start with that. I want to frame the future of work within the context of what's happening today globally in our region and in Thailand, because then it makes better sense for you in terms of what work is likely to look like in 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years' time. So I want to start with that. But then I want to come back to today and look at what I think is going to be the kinds of disruption which will shape work and the workplace and jobs and the kind of skills we all need to function appropriately in that context. Then I'm going to look at work itself and suggest how it's changing and how individuals need to adapt to those changes. And finally, I'll just take a brief look at what's happening in Thailand at the moment and suggest some opportunities that are there for those of you who are still looking to shape what you do during your life or create a career within the next year or two going forward. So going back to the context of change, it's very important to understand that our society has really been in a transition, and a quite messy transition really, for the past 50 years, and it hasn't finished yet. We're heading away from an industrial era to an era of digital transformation and automation, where a lot of the things that we used to do will change. That's in terms of politics, economics, social activities, life, play, and work, of course. The big issues of our time are shaping that transition now. And the big issues are very simple to see, and you will have heard of them. Climate change, of course, is the biggest on our radar, and we're going to have to do much more than we've done in the past few years to tackle that if we're to be able to live comfortably, as we have done as a species for the past few hundred years. In the next 10 to 20 years, we've got to do a lot to make sure that we'd reduce carbon emissions, reduce pollution, and shift to a more viable non-carbon economy. Another factor that most people don't talk about because it's uncomfortable is that we're actually producing too much in some parts of the world and not enough in other parts of the world. So we get this huge disparity between wealthy nations, and I'm thinking of old empires in particular, like the UK and the US, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Europe. Those countries are very well off and don't need to produce as much as they do, whereas almost the whole of Africa, for example, and India, and still parts of China, are coming from a different level of productive activity and need to increase their production more. We're making a lot of stuff that we don't need, frankly, and it's giving rise in those developed nations to things like obesity and depression and those kinds of illnesses, and in other countries, starvation and poverty. So it's great inequity between different communities in terms of what we're doing. Another major factor that we need to take much notice of in this region is the decline of the US empire, even though at times it doesn't seem like it, and the rise of China. China, in fact, through its Belt and Road Initiative, might even offer a new moral authority as a substitute, I guess, for the US morality, which has been on decline now for 30 or 40 years. And that's difficult to explain. It's a very complex issue, but nevertheless, China's importance in this region will be very important for work in the future. We see also the convergence of technologies, a rapid convergence now of things like biotechnology, nanotechnology, robotics, of course. And this convergence is going to change the kinds of learning we can undertake, how that learning is done through wearables and embedded devices, for example, as they're more miniaturized, even to the extent of being able to inject chips into the bloodstream to diagnose illness. Another big shift is capitalism. Capitalism isn't working. It's fairly toxic, and it's given rise to that divide in society that I've already mentioned. We know that capitalism needs to be reformed, and we're looking now at ways of doing that. Another thing that isn't working anywhere, actually, is democracy. Democracy is failing us in terms of what it is supposed to do, which is to be a voice for the people. It's become really a means to roll out authoritarian agendas, and we're likely to see a civic society pushback, as indeed we're seeing in Thailand and Hong Kong and Chile and, in fact, all over the world, protests and civil disobedience about certain things that are simply not acceptable for the vast number of people in the society. Another factor which you need to take into account is the media. Media has become almost equivalent to government propaganda, or the propaganda for vested interests in maintaining the status quo. So all of that is happening, and it's very, very difficult to get a grasp on, but you've got to understand that these are the major patterns bubbling under the surface of our daily lives. You could suggest, if you want to know the detail, that to some extent the social order that we're used to, the social fabric of society, is unraveling. But the most important thing is that there is optimism, there is hope going forward, because there are so many positive things happening at the same time. Amongst all this and the transition we're in, along comes COVID-19, which is slowing production even more. In some ways, of course, this pandemic is a gift because it allows us to see the beauty of what we had missed for a long time. So in Wuhan, for example, people are seeing the sun shine through the clouds now. They're seeing blue skies. In the canals of Venice, we're seeing fish return in the clean waters of the lagoon. So we're sensing that there are things that will change us, and that there will not be going back to normal, if you mean by that going back to what was. I don't think that's going to happen. This certainly isn't the last pandemic we will see. We're going to get many more pandemics of a zoonotic nature, that is, the transfer of viruses from animals, like bats in this instance, to humans, if we don't change our relationship with other living creatures and we continue on as usual. So that's the context for how work is changing. What do I mean by a decade of disruption? There are so many different categories, and they're all functioning to change what we do or how we do it. So in the technical space, for example, we see the emergence of blockchain for security applications. We're about to see decentralized apps, which will to some extent destroy large global data monopolies like Google and possibly Facebook. And we're seeing the emergence of cryptocurrencies, that is non-fiat currencies that are all digital, which are very disruptive actually. In the world of commerce, we're seeing things change dramatically, largely because of COVID-19. So supply chains have been fractured, and other things in terms of globalization are very fragile and appear not to be working. So eco-commerce is taking off, that's online commerce, and inclusive growth, which means growth where it's needed and not in other places. And we're also seeing the emergence of new modes of operating, such as peer-to-peer production and ownership of things by the commons. We're seeing the democratization of the workforce, where workers will have more say in the running and management of their organizations. I've already mentioned the tension between China and the US. Geopolitical tensions over the next decade will increase. There is no doubt about that. And as a result of that, there will be more civil disobedience. I've mentioned science, the convergence of biometrics, nanotechnology, machine intelligence, which is going to automate the workplace. We're seeing in the technology space as well the evolution of 5G now, 5G networks which are going to speed up everything, allow you to download a movie in seconds, but also give us the opportunity to use telemedicine, for example, or remote surgical applications and things like that, incredibly important. And on the horizon is quantum computing, and then of course virtual and augmented reality, which will allow us to work in situations where it's almost impossible to tell what is real from what is virtual. The final thing which is happening, which is going to disrupt over the next 10 years, is this change in social media, where almost anyone can have an opinion that's as good as yours or mine, or they think it is, and the loss of real expertise and knowledge in that sense too. So all of these things are converging at a rate of knots, almost like a perfect storm. which is going to be the reason why the coming 10 years will be so volatile, so uncertain, unpredictable, and ambiguous for a lot of us. So how is that going to impact work over the next 10 years? It's likely that over 50% of the jobs that exist today will disappear because they're just routine tasks that can be done better by robots. Even in my own work, for example, I use a robot now to do all the horizon scanning for me. I've got an algorithm, a patented algorithm, which can scan online hundreds of millions of documents in minutes to allow me to do the research that I used to have to do or did with a team in order to make a presentation like this, for example. But more jobs will be created. Those that are lost will be lost to automation. Those that created will be those that need human beings rather than technology to do those jobs. So work in the future is likely to feature very highly innovation and entrepreneurship. These are the two streams of thinking and expression that will be taught in universities, in schools and in universities, and will be applicable in the workplace. That will offer a portfolio of possibilities of a breadth of experience that we're not used to. In the past, we used to do one thing for a whole career and that was it. You might get promotion within the organization, but it was virtually the same job from beginning to the end. That has gone, and we need now to be able to shift and adapt very quickly, because there won't be a job for life. An online company, of course, is global. It's global instantly. It's everywhere. So starting a business, if you can discover pain points in society or solve a problem, starting your own business is the best possible idea, because the resources that you have at your disposal now are unlike anything we've ever had before. I've done that myself. I've started perhaps 4 or 5 different businesses, and more recently, the latest one was a blockchain-based company called Horizon State, which is offering a secure online voting platform for politics and corporations who want security of voting. That company, built on the blockchain, was capitalized to the tune of around $100 million US, almost overnight. I mean, there was a lot of work preceding that, but it's a very viable thing to do now, to create your own online business. So the future for work is people-centered. It's all about creativity, compassion, caring, negotiating, human-centered design, critical thinking, collaboration, lifelong learning, cultural intelligence, all the things that machines actually can't do yet, and we do far better. What about Thailand? Thailand is a wonderful country, and the opportunities here are extraordinary if we can find them and maximize those opportunities. There are 2 or 3 things holding us back at the moment. The first is political instability. Political instability will lead to further disruption. So there are 3 current risks. One is that political instability will continue, with successive governments just continuing to patch up the present. That's a difficulty at the moment because the Thai government is upsetting the Chinese, who want to help us build this high-speed rail link from China right down through the country, and Thailand's holding that up a bit, although a lot of money, of course, in Thailand is being spent on infrastructure. The second thing is that inequality will persist. The inequality between those people in Isan, for example, the subsistence rice farmers and people like that, and relatively well-off people in Bangkok. If that gap gets wider, that will cause a lot of problems. And the third issue that we need to be aware of is that, again, with political instability and social instability, we will see a reluctance for foreign direct investment. So that might very well decline if we can't solve some of the more conflicting factors in Thai society. So what advice I can give to you in terms of your own personal futures? What advice should I be giving to you? First, don't let your vision just be about getting a job. You are more important than that. You're bigger than that. You can do more things than just get a job. Although if you're going to get a job, get one on your terms. Don't be dictated to. Find out what you're really good at. What are your passions? What are you really skilled at? And offer that to an enterprise. Even if they're not advertising, if you can see an organization that would be a fit for what you could offer them, go to them and offer your skills and uniqueness in that context. You can open a business, work from home. Be prepared to travel around the region for work too. As the economy opens up again and international travel comes back, travel around the region and explore what opportunities are there. Travel will be an essential part of future work. Learn Chinese or English. More languages than Thai, very, very important for opening up the possibility for you of being relevant for more jobs, more positions. Travel, of course, will open your eyes to new possibilities. Your generation can make Thailand a much more open and prosperous society if you can channel that entrepreneurial energy that I see in young people everywhere and avoid what is really quite a parochial mindset at the moment. The future of Thailand is yours, and one thing you should remember is the past is in your mind, the future is in your hands, and good luck with that. Thank you for listening. Bye now.
Okay, that was Dr. Richard Hams, our keynote speaker on the future of work. Very insightful and inspiring. We have to speed up because we have 5 more speakers lining up. So the next speaker is a lecturer from the Macau Institute of Tourism, Simon Lien. So I call upon the next speaker to do the presentation. Oh, let me share the slide now. So Samson, are you there? Samson, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm already here. Yes,
okay,
I'm here.
You can begin now. Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, right. Okay.
All right.
Thank
good.
you.
Well, firstly, thank you very much, Jan, for inviting me to speak today in the seminar. All right. My name is Samson, and I am from Macau, which is a city in China beside Hong Kong. All right. Good. So can we start the content to the next page? Right. I would love to start this talk by talking about a movie, all right, that was made by Steven Spielberg in 2001. All right. I believe that most of the students are quite young, could have seen this, or may not have seen that yet. Anyway, so this movie, all right, was made in 2001. Featuring Jude Law and the child Haley Joel Osment. Now, in this movie, it actually has a background in 22nd century, where robots were made to serve human beings. So to cut the story short, the boy is called David, and he was being made and to be adopted to a family where they have their own child in a critical sickness and in coma. So David was there to be part of the family. However, he found that he was not exactly human, and he did not really receive the love from the parents. So he decided, all right, an adventure, all right, to look for a blue fairy who may turn him into a human being. Now, I'm not going to talk much about this story, but there was a scene in the movie that really captured my attention. Was that David, the little boy, went to the library and talked to the computer, all right, help trying to ask where he can find that blue fairy. So on the screen, you can see that there was, a fortune teller kind of figure, and they were having conversation. Now, mind you that this movie was made in 2001 when Siri or the Amazon Alexa or the Google Assistant was not being available. So it was actually quite kind of like amazing when I saw this, that you can interact with the computer just by voice. Now, of course, we know that this technology are already widely available. For example, Siri was firstly released in 2011, where you can actually talk to it and have answers. Now, allow me to show you how it works. Probably you have already done that, okay? So you want to know about the weather condition in a city. I can actually talk to Siri. Hey Siri, how is the weather like in Toronto in the coming 3 days?
The forecast in Toronto is for both rain and partly cloudy skies between tonight and Thursday. Daytime temperatures will start around 7 degrees and eventually reach 11 by Wednesday, before dropping back down to around 9, with overnight lows between 0 and 4.
Now, so with that, just the conversation with Siri, you can actually see that human being is now interacting with robots and.
Sorry, I missed that.
He's still listening to me. So you can actually talk to the artificial intelligence, okay, just like you're talking to a human being. Now, so what is the implication of this? All right, we can go to the next slide. It means that in fact robots and artificial intelligence have been widely used in our commercial world. Now, I was actually in Japan 2 years ago, and I was in Osaka, and I was in the mood for a bowl of ramen. So I went to this very famous noodle shop, ramen shop called the Ichiran. I'm not quite sure if you can actually find this in Bangkok. Probably you might. Now, so when I went into that ramen shop, I was actually trying to have a bowl of this ramen. I was expecting that there should be a waiter waiting for me, bring me to the seat, and then take my order. To my surprise, when I entered that ramen shop, there was actually no waiter. What I need to do is to go to that machine. You may also call it a kiosk. And then you choose your ramen, and then you can customize your ramen by choosing, let's say, your noodles to be soft or a bit hard. You can also add some other food like, having an egg or some of those pork into your bowl of noodle. So what is the advantage of doing that? In fact, the ramen shop can save a lot of money in hiring labor. Also, because you actually make your own order, the chance of making mistake, all right, for example, giving you the wrong food would be minimized. All right, now, so some of you may think that, hey, this is just like a vending machine. I've seen this long time ago. All right, so now you can actually see that robot being used in the commercial sector has actually gone up to the next level. Maybe we can go to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. Yeah, so there it's a hot pot restaurant that is quite popular in China. All right, it's called a Hai Di Lao, meaning that it's like hot pot under the sea. They got this name probably because they serve a lot of seafood. All right, now, in fact, when you go to this restaurant, you can actually have a very futuristic feeling because you see a lot of robots. Now, when you go to this restaurant, you order food not looking at the menu and then you call them. They actually will give you an iPad or a tablet where you can choose your own food. So because of the COVID-19, people try to avoid touching the menu, even the screen. So in fact, you can use your own smartphone, scan a QR code, and then you make your order of food online. So there is actually no human touch in there. All right. Now, also when the food is prepared, all right, because you basically send the order through your own phone or use the tablet, the kitchen will receive the order and they will prepare the food and they will send it to the table, all right, using the robots you can see. So you can see that robot being used in business is no longer science fiction. It is actually happening now. And in fact, there is a very strong initiative, all right, for business to do that because they can actually cut cost. Well, there was actually a finding that Haidilao, this restaurant, by using robots in taking order, preparing food, serving food, and collecting payment, they can actually save the cost by 37%. Yes, let's go to the next slide, please. Jen, yes. Now, so what about AI? Now, the beauty of AI is that it keeps learning from the interaction with the with human being. Now, in fact, I think the best way to show you how it works is to show you a YouTube link. All right. So Jen, would you please help me to open the YouTube link and share that screen with the students, which demonstrate how AI is being used in hotel reservation system. Jen, you may need to share the screen on YouTube. Mm-hmm.
You want me to share the video now, right? Okay.
Yes, yes. It's only 1 minute something. I really want to show the student how AI it's being used in taking reservation for booking hotels. You may need to share the screen as well, Jen.
Okay, the video okay?
Yes, thank you.
Hello, thanks for choosing Sorrento Hotel. How can I help you today?
I want to make a reservation.
Okay. I couldn't find an account using your phone number. Have you stayed with us before?
Yeah, try 310-981-1009.
Was that 310-981-1009?
Yes.
Am I speaking with Neela Wu?
Yes.
Great. Please tell me the preferred check-in date for your reservation.
December 29th.
When would you like to check out?
January 1st, 2020.
How many rooms will you need?
Just one.
And how many guests?
2.
Got it. From December 29th to January 1st, we have 2 room options available. Standard Ocean, which includes 2 double beds and an ocean view, or Standard King, which includes 1 king bed. Which room option would you prefer?
What's the price difference?
Standard Ocean is $300.
Okay, Jen, maybe we can stop here.
Per night.
Okay, all right.
Standard King.
And then we go back to the PowerPoint slide.
Yep.
Night.
No worries.
Let's do the ocean view room.
All right. Yes, let's go back to the PowerPoint slide. So we can see that, from the video, the lady who was making the hotel reservation was not exactly talking to a human. He was actually talking to an AI. All right. So you can see that company would use it because they can actually save a lot of labor cost. And also with the artificial intelligence system, they actually have a very profound history or data about the guest. They can actually offer more personalized service. They know the guest history, and they know what you like. So the implication that you have just seen about the robots and the AI is that human being, our jobs are being taken away. So how you can survive in this job market. All right. So a recent study by Professor Carl Benedict from the Oxford University actually found that, well, in the future, employee needs to be good in social interaction, meaning that particularly in the hotel and tourism industry, you need to have good social skill. For example, you might need to know how to read faces. For example, in this PowerPoint, okay, you can see that the lady was serving, a guest, right? So she may want to present a bottle of wine, and somehow when you look at the facial expression of that guest, you may know that whether he may like it or not, and then you may want to give him another, for example, offer. All right, maybe choose another wine, cheaper wine, or more expensive wine. So this kind of social interaction and the ability to read people's facial expression is very important. Also, you need to be very creative. All right. Now, for example, being a chef, right? If you just keep on making, the food, eventually you may be replaced by the machine. You may be replaced by the robot. So the skill in making, let's say, fusion food, or making the creative dish will be very important, so that those goods that you're offering might not be replaced by the robot. And of course, you should have the ability to interact with the world. That would depend on your language ability. So, for example, in Thailand, right, you must speak more than just Thai. You should be good in speaking another one or even two languages. Like a previous speaker said, you must be good in English or maybe another language, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Spanish, whatever. Because in fact, in the future, our workforce or workplace will become very diversified due to globalization. All right. Now, next slide, please. Now, it sounds actually quite scary. Does it mean that our job will all be stolen by the machine, by the robots, by AI? Yes, to a certain extent. All right. However, human beings still have the value there. All right. Still, there are people that want to have or prefer to have face-to-face conversation. Also, when you're talking to the AI or machine, when problems arise, all right, some people might feel very anxious, very annoyed and frustrated because the system might not really know how to interact in a perfect way with the customer. So it is still important that we have human being to intervene and to provide solutions. And of course, all these AI robots, they need human being to upgrade them and to maintain them. All right. So my suggestion is, in the future, make sure that you're getting into a career where the skills will not be totally replaced by the robots and AI, and also be multilingual. All right, because you're going to interact with the world. Thank you. This is my presentation.
Okay, thank you very. Okay, thank you. Hello, thank you very much,
Samson, yes.
Samson, for your very wonderful presentation from Macau Institute of Tourism. We love to talk to you more, but we are running short of time, so I will move on to the next presenters. Okay, please get ready for the presentation. The next presentation will be from a Thai lady from Norway, Valisala Leungtinakon. So I'll just open the slide for you. Okay, Ajahn Ook, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, now please, you may begin, Ajahn. Wonderful, thank you. What's the weather like in Norway? By the way, Ajahn Varisala Lentikon is in, near the North Pole. Okay, so okay, it's not be very cold in where you are. Okay, this is international conference. So you may begin, Ajahn. Hello, welcome to Thailand.
Thank you very much, Ajahn Janpha and the students in Bangkok. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about the future of work. And the first slide, you can see that it's the information about myself, which is education and work history. Yeah, so I think we can move to the next slide, please. Yes, in this slide, I want to talk about the situation that we live now. Situation of the world we are now. You might know that we live in the age of globalization, and it means that we are more and more connected through the use of technology. It can be internet, social media, something like this, or the communication applications like Line, for example.
Okay.
And we have increasingly involved in activities internationally. We travel more to other countries. We meet people from other countries, or sometimes we sell things to people in other countries, right? At a small scale, you can use logistics service to ship your merchandise to your buyer in another country. This is can be done more easily these days. And all of these activities, language that you use to achieve this is probably English language, because English has become an international language. It's the middle language used by people from different cultures who have different mother tongue. Then next slide, please. Now, I would like to share my experiences. This can be my study and my work. For my study, after my graduation in Bangkok, I had a chance to further my study abroad, which was Australia. So what did I do at that time? I prepared myself. I took the English test, which was IELTS. This is the requirement from the university. If you want to study in an English-speaking country, then you probably need to prove your language proficiency, that you are up to the level that the university is looking for. So yes, I had the test and I submitted the result to the university, and then I got accepted. And then after that, when I was in Australia as a student, and yeah, I use English in my daily life. Talk to my classmates who came from many countries, and also with the lecturers from many countries as well. And then after my graduation in Australia, I came back to Bangkok and then started my career. I started my career as a teacher, and it was in Thulakit Bandit University. Yeah, so I'm an ex-colleague of Ajahn Janpha. Then, yes, we have colleagues, lecturers, or the instructors from other countries. So the language we use to work is English. And then after that, after my teaching job, I had an opportunity to join the work in business And this business is about garment industry, is in garment industry. So, and part of the work is the business contact with the suppliers abroad. And the suppliers are in China, Austria, and some countries in Africa. So all the documents and all the business contacts were made in English. So you can see from my experience that English is an inevitable part of it. Yes, I have to use English in my daily life, in work and study. So I think if you want to further your study or you want to work in the future, then you need to practice English. You have good command of English language. Next slide, please. One. Okay. And I would like to share you my experience of living in Norway, because now I live here. I have moved from Thailand and live in Norway. From my experience, I have seen some interesting facts about Norwegian education, work, and lifestyle, which I think it will be useful for you to know, or will be interesting for you to know at least. Education. The education of Norway is free for citizens. It's free up until doctoral degree. So if you have an ability to study, then you go for it. Everything is free. You might have to pay some cost of your textbook, but that's not much. Most people have higher education. Yes, because the education is free, so people get easy access to education. And they don't have to worry much about the money that they have to pay to education. That's why they have high education. And people have good command of English language. Yes, because they have high education and maybe Norwegian and English are similar somehow. So it's easy for Norwegians to speak English. Then next slide, please. Next slide, work. Yes, work in Norway. I can see that there's a well balance between work and life of Norwegian here. One example that I can see is that Norwegians have 1 month of work for summer holiday, which is very good, right? You can work for 11 months in a year, or actually a little bit less than that, because they also have Christmas holiday. Yes, so you can do whatever you want during the summer holiday for 1 month. You can do the activities you like. You can go abroad. You can go hiking. You can just do whatever you want. Your hobbies. And also, when the couple have a baby, then they can take a leave, take a paid parental leave for about 12 months. So this reflects the gender equality in this country as well, that both father and mother help each other in bringing up a baby, which is very good, right? And then another thing that I have observed is the environment. Yes, it seems that Norwegians care a lot about their environment. So we can see a lot of electric bicycles or electric scooters and electric cars everywhere. And these vehicles are widely used in around and city area. Oh, okay. I think I talked about the wrong slide. Sorry. Let's move back to the slide before leisure and sport activities. Yes, in their free time, what Norwegians like to do is to go hiking. In summertime, go hiking, and in wintertime, they go skiing. And fishing, yes, is a common activity here. Kayaking, yes, they like it, and sailing, they like to sail both, yeah, in the sea and in the river, something like that. So these are the quality of life and lifestyle of Norwegians that I experienced here. So now we come to the last slide. So you might wonder what I'm doing now. I'm studying a new language right now. I'm studying a third language, which is Norwegian. Yeah, it's important for me to be able to use Norwegian in my daily life here because Norwegian is the official language here, and English is probably the second language, something like this. So you can see that learning is a lifelong process. Learning, you don't know what, sometimes you don't know that what's going to come up next, something like this. So it's better that you have gain the knowledge or ability that are useful for working in this globalization era. And yeah, that's the end of my presentation. And I would like to tell you that I agree with Dr. Richard, what he said earlier. The future is yours, so choose what is best for you and the society. And I hope that you will find a suitable and or even find your dream job in your near future. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Ajahn Walisala Leontinakon. Okay, please give her a big round of applause. Thank you very much. Okay, we love to hear more from you in the other occasions. So thank you very much. Please stay on. We have the next speaker, Ryan Safan, going to talk about the future of work as well. So if you permit me to share his slide. Okay. So okay, Ryan, Ajahn Ryan, are you? Hello, Ajahn Ryan.
Hello.
So I will give you the host status so that you can continue. Okay. Let me find. PQ. Hello. Hello.
All of my students, good job with your presentation.
So I have made you the host, so you can share the slides.
Except, yep, I see it. Okay, that's the top one.
Okay.
Allow my computer the permission to share. Oh, Dr. Janpha says I need to restart Zoom if I want to share.
You want me to share your slide?
Yeah, you can just share it for me because
okay.
I need to restart Zoom if I want to, so I don't think that's good. But yeah, you can share.
Okay. Let me share your slide. Just
yeah.
Okay. You see the.
Yep.
Can you see the slide now?
I can, yes.
Okay.
You can put the full screen if you want, if you go to view the full screen.
The sound is not very clear, Jan, Ryan. I can hardly hear you. Can you adjust the volume?
Yeah.
Okay, now this is better. This is much better.
I think I was too far away from my screen.
Okay. So hello, by the way, just ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce the next speaker, Ajahn Ryan Samfan from the US. I think he's I would call him an entrepreneur and English language teacher, my former colleague, and many other positions. So please welcome the next speaker, Ryan Samfan. Over to you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I think most of all the students must know me already because I recognize your names from your presentation. So nice to see you again. Today, my short presentation is going to be about taking ownership in the future of work. So go ahead to the next slide and I will give you a little outline of what we will talk about today. So first, I'm going to talk about ownership, what it means in this context, and then some examples from English majors, from DPU, and then examples from my life, and finally, how this relates to your future and the future of work and all of that. Okay, so go ahead and let's talk about the first topic, which is what is ownership and what does it really mean for you and in this context. Okay, so on the next slide, you will see the definition of ownership. And in this context for ownership, I don't mean owning a business or owning a car or something like that. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about owning your responsibility. And this originally is a concept from the military, from like soldiers in the army, because when someone tells you to do something in the army, you need to do it, and you cannot make excuses, and you cannot say, I'm tired, or I don't know how, or something like that, because people's lives depend on this. So some soldiers, high-ranking soldiers from the army, they left the army and they started a business consultancy where they teach CEOs and entrepreneurs and other people in the business world how to apply this idea that they call extreme ownership to their future and to the future of work, and how it can help everyone be more successful. And even in your studies, I wish that my students at DPU would take more ownership and responsibility for their own work, whether it is success or failure. I hope that everyone can try to be responsible for what you do. So next slide, let's talk about some examples. These are from recent graduates. I changed their names, but I think you might know who they were. They were your senior students above you who graduated, and I actually talked to them recently about their jobs and how their jobs were going and what they were, maybe what they were surprised to hear, or maybe they complained to me. So student A, she was like a personal assistant, and she told me, oh my God, one of my first tasks as a student in my job was my boss, he just told me, here's my credit card, book a flight to Japan and tell me how to apply for a visa to Japan. And he just said, oh, that's all he said. Yeah, he said, I need to fly on this day. Here's my passport, here's my credit card, do it, okay? And initially, she was overwhelmed, I think. She was complaining to me that she said, oh my God, I don't know how to book a flight. That's scary. It costs 100,000 baht. It's so much responsibility. What if I make a mistake? And I said, well, this is your life now. This is your job. You're an assistant. So how about you need to take some ownership of your responsibility and make it happen? Because this is the theme of my presentation, is now more than ever, you have all of the tools in your hand. Everyone has a phone. Okay, on my phone, I can book a flight to Japan. I can apply for a visa to Japan. And if my boss tells me to do that, I don't have any excuses. So I told her, yeah, search for flights, make a document comparing the times of the flights. Go to YouTube if you want. And I'm sure if you type in YouTube, how to apply for a Japanese visa, there's going to be a lot of information about applying for a Japanese visa, and you have the power in your hands to do that. And I think that if you can take more responsibility, anything is possible. You can do so much more than you ever thought you could. Now, this is just a small example, and you can go to the next example, which is an even smaller example. So go to the next slide, and we will see student B. Student B is a boy, and he now works in a marketing admin. He works for a marketing company. He writes a lot of emails. He writes a lot of business emails. And he actually contacted me because he did not understand what the email was talking about. Actually, I didn't understand what the email was talking about because my job is not, it was something about packaging or a specific type of product that is manufactured in Vietnam and needs to be exported to Thailand or something. And I said, I have no idea. I don't know what this is. And he told me, well, what do I do? Because I cannot respond to our clients and say, I have no idea what you're talking about, because maybe he will lose face or something. So I said, okay, it's time to take some ownership of your role. Don't say no, it's not possible. Google it. Look on YouTube, look on Wikipedia, ask some other people. So in the end, actually, I told him, you know what? I have a friend who works in this industry. I will contact my friend and then I will forward his answer to you so that he can help you. And yes, in the end, my friend, one sentence, was able to answer me in a message on Facebook Messenger. I sent the email to the student, done. And this is a good example of the student taking some ownership. The student could say to his boss, I don't know how to respond to this email. I don't know what this means. I can't do it. But he didn't say he couldn't do it. He contacted his English teacher who was willing to help him. And okay, you know, technology is here. I can ask people in 1 second what the answer to your question is, make it happen. Okay, so now if you go to the next slide, I want to talk about how technology really in my current business has helped me do things that I have never really thought would be possible for me to do. My business partner and I decided we needed to make a commercial in Thai language, and we needed to make an animation, like cartoon commercial in Thai language. Okay, so next slide. We'll talk about how I sort of took ownership of this project. Okay, so here's 3 problems that I have with this task. Normally, I would say to someone, no, I cannot make a Thai commercial. I cannot make a Thai animation. I don't know how to do that. But okay, I cannot write a Thai. Larissa, we can hear you. I cannot write a Thai script, yeah? So what can I do? I can hire a translator on the internet in 1 day, and I did, and it was cheap. Less than 1,000 baht. In 24 hours, I can translate anything I need to, thanks to the internet. I cannot make an animation. I'm really bad at drawing. I definitely cannot make a cartoon, but I found a freelance website where I can hire someone to do it. And I told them, I need this, can you do it? And you know what? In 3 days, an animator in India was able to give me a 1-minute animated video with cartoon characters that he created for me moving around. And then I took that animation from India and I went on a Thai website called fastwork.co. I think maybe some people know this. It's a freelancing website for Thai people. I found a voice actor in a recording studio in Thailand, and I said, read this and send it to me, and then I will put it on the cartoon. And 1 day later, for just 500 baht, I think it's very cheap, just 500 baht, he read a 1-minute script. It's great, it's perfect, professional, like a commercial. I combined the audio with the video. And now I can say that actually in maybe just 3 or 4 days, I produced a Thai cartoon commercial. I don't even understand what it says, but that doesn't matter because we can make it happen. Anyone can make it happen. We're very, very cheap. If you take the time to find people on the internet to help you, there's really no excuse. Like, I don't speak Chinese, but if someone tells me make a commercial in Chinese, I think I can do it. I will pay a translator. I will pay a a Chinese person to read the script, and it's easy and cheaper than you think to start your own business, which I like what the keynote speaker was saying, that now is a great time for you to start your own business for the future, because you have the power to do whatever you want and you don't need that much money to do it. It's surprisingly cheap to make things happen on the internet. Okay, so that takes us to the final. I think I just read my final slide is, what does this mean? How is this ownership in 2020? You can do whatever you want, okay? If you want to make an application, if you want to make an Android application, Dr. Janpha has done it, and he doesn't know how to code. You're a good example of taking ownership and reaching out to your network of people using Google, using web applications, using freelance websites, and just do it. Be the owner of your task. Be your own boss and make it happen. That's it. Thank you. Right? Is there one more slide, or I think I'm finished? Yep, that is my conclusion. I said it. Why is it the future? Internet has everything you need. You can speak English. It's on the internet. Use your language skills, use your technology skills to find the answers to your problem, and don't say no, because it's possible for you to do whatever you want, okay? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ajahn Ryan, for your wonderful presentation and how to be your own boss, how to take ownership of yourself and your life and your work. If you don't take the matter into your hands, somebody else will. So better do it. And with technology, you can do more, okay? Thank you very much. And I appreciate your contribution, Ajahn. And unfortunately, we don't have time to do a discussion because we are running short of time. So I would like to call upon the next speaker. So we have a bit of swap now. Kun Lathapon will be talking about the digital work life. So if you would like to know more about, but Lathapon is a professional programmer, and he's also a executive of an IT company. So I will hand the responsibility to Lathapon. So Lathapon, are you there? Let me. So John Ryan, could you hand me back the host, Ryan? John Ryan? Ryan, where are you? Okay, now Muk, Lathapon, Kun Lathapon, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay,
so,
thank you.
Now you are the panelist, and I will assign the host role to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now you're now the host, so you can share the screen.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
So that I can share screen already.
Okay, now wrap. Yeah, I can see your screen. Can you enlarge your screen, by the way?
Okay. Okay, that is enlarged.
Yep, wonderful. I love the screen. But something is blocking the screen. Can you get the panel out of?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, wonderful now.
Okay.
Okay. So kindly introduce yourself, by the way. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. Firstly, I'm to introduce myself. My name is Janpha Thadphoothon. I'm DPU alumni from College of Innovative Technology and Engineering. Now, I'm Assistant Managing Director at Mathatech International Company Limited. Today, I will talk about the digital future of work and why you need to have adequate digital skill, and I am emphasized for new graduates. Firstly, okay. Firstly, when you graduate from university or you in the fourth year student, you will do some internship at any company, or you want to find some job after you graduated. The first thing that when you want to apply some job, you have to write some resume for 5 years ago, something like that. For the way that people apply some job, they have to go to the company, write some job application, attach your paper resume, and then send to the company. And some of people they send to the company by post, something like that. But in nowadays, many companies they find some employee by online platform, right? From LinkedIn. Yes, you can post your online resume on LinkedIn platform that you can get job easily because company will search on your profile and they will have a short message to you and you can apply via online. It depends that can meet between people from the job from the company and the job seeker can meet together on this online platform. The second thing that when you go to career, you get it from university, you have to develop yourself. And nowadays it's very easy that you can develop yourself, like they have LinkedIn Learning, they have a skill lane, and it have Udemy. For my most favorite thing is about Udemy because it have many things that you can learn, not just only from IT. You can learn about business, about marketing, about business idea. From here, you can learn about finance. You can learn about self-development, something like that. It has a lot of courses that you can learn from Udemy or other online platform. And in this year, it have new normal that people can work together because we have coronavirus pandemics that people cannot go to company. They can have meeting online via Zoom that we are using right now. And for my company, I use Amazon Cloud. It's very similar to Zoom, but it's the same thing, but it's just different application. For Amazon Cloud, you can use Amazon Cloud to have join meeting for more than 1,000 people can join video streaming in the same time. Things like that is very stable and convenient, and they use Amazon network like a top reseller in the world, so it's very stable and good software to use that. And many students, they want to start their own business, right? They want to do some online marketing, they want to sell some product, or they want to open the company. It has many platforms that they can promote their product. They can promote product from Facebook, in Instagram, or in YouTube. Many new younger generation, they promote product they use Instagram more than in Facebook. And for like a few years ago, people they promote their product or their company via Facebook page. But now it's lower priority. Facebook gives more higher priority in live video or live streaming. If you do live video on Facebook or Instagram, you will be the high priority that people can see first. Or you can do some product review on YouTube. And for 5 years ago, when people want to open their shop or their business, they have to rent some building, they have to rent some area in department store. Yes, and it have a cost, and it is a place that customer can meet your shop or your company. But in nowadays, it's very convenient that you can make your shop in well known to the world. So it have a platform like Google Marketplace that it have a lot of platform that you can use. And another one is Amazon Marketplace that you can find the platform that you like and you can use it. That's only a few clicks, something like that. Not just only to use the platform. If you develop some platform and you want to sell to other people, you can release on Amazon Marketplace and Google Marketplace also, that you can release to the market and someone can buy your platform. I will demonstrate that how to use the platform on Google and Amazon Marketplace. So, okay, I will make the screen cleaner. Okay, firstly, I will demonstrate how to use, the platform on AWS Marketplace. If you log into Amazon Web Service, it looks like this. And firstly, when you want to go to Marketplace, it has a lot of service that you can use. From today, I will demonstrate how to use Amazon Marketplace to release your shop front. Yes, it has a lot of products that you can choose. Like it has more than 9,500 platforms that people can use in nowadays, and that people release to the market for managed subscription. It has the famous product that people use. Like if you want to use WordPress, something like that, you can click launch new instance. Yes, and you can choose the region that you want. What the region that you want to build. For Asia Southeast is mean Singapore. Indonesia, Thailand. So it continue to run on EC2. EC2 it come from Elastic Compute Cloud. It means you run the server. Yes, you can choose the server type. It depends on your how much that people come to your shop. But you can choose the small one first, and you can increase this later. I click review and launch, and I click launch. So launch intent. After that, it takes a few minutes. After it is finished, you can have WordPress that go online immediately. Yes, we have to wait for a few minutes until it's ready. So I will show you another platform. It's from Google. If you click on hamburger menu and you click Marketplace, you will see the platform that selling on Google Cloud platform. Yes. If you want to sell something online, for example, you can use Pata Shop, something like that. You can go to Pata Shop like this, and it's also really easy. Just click launch, yes, and you can have the shop online. Just wait a few minutes; it will be ready. So I choose, I choose Asia Southeast, thing like that. Choose the intent, and then click deploy. So it will be run your shop. After it run finish, I will show you that how it look like. Okay, I think the intent. Just wait for a few minutes. It will be ready. Yes. Okay. Okay. During I'm waiting here, I will show you some the platform that I introduced you before. This is a LinkedIn platform that you can you can have online resume like this. Yes, you can introduce your experience that what you did and what your current job, your education background, your certification, your award or your publication on LinkedIn, and you can find other people on LinkedIn also, and you can apply job on LinkedIn. And another one that I talk is already for online learning, like in Udemy. You can do it and learn it from here. Like you can, if you're interested in something, like you're interested in business, for business communication, business writing, something like that, you can click on the course, and it has a lot of courses that you can learn from here. You can click and see the example video, do and see the course guideline, something like that, and go to buy. Yes, and after that you can learn online. So I think now our WordPress is ready.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, for Pasta Shop, it looks like maybe we have to wait for a few minutes until it is ready, but you can try and do it by yourselves. Yes. Okay. Public IP, it show you the public IP that you can go online for your WordPress that is run on Amazon Web Service. Now you get your own website already. This is your WordPress, and on Photoshop it show IP address on here that you can go to your Photoshop, but it's not ready yet. You have to wait for 5 minutes. You can try and do it at your home. Okay, I think it's ready. This one is online shop, right? And you can log into admin page like this. Yes. This is Photoshop. You can log into to admin page, and it has provide username and password that Google create for you, and you can change it later. Login page. Okay. Yes. Now your shop is ready. Yes, it has example product here, but it's just a template, and you can change it later. Yes. You can add and remove product from your shop. Yes. This is all of my presentation. Thank you for your listening.
Okay, thank you very much คุณรัตพลแซ่อึ้ง Could you return me the host? Thank you very much so that I can right. Well, you need to have some kind of ICT skills to be able to work well in the new normal or in the future. And Kulatapon has given us some glimpses of what will be like, what our life will be like. So you kind of have to develop yourself and learn new skills. One of the skills that you should be learning is coding, basic coding, how to deal with the digital technology, how to utilize the digital resources and mobilize resources and make that into your advantages. So this is very important for the future of work. The future of work is partially digital. I think many speakers have said so. Thank you very much, Kun Latapon, for your insightful. We will invite you for a workshop on how to do e-business. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Right. Last but not least, we have the last speaker is from Colorado, Denver in the US. Unfortunately, she cannot join us, but she sent us some video, just a short video to to say hi and then to give us what she think about the future of work. So I'm going to play the video for you. Okay, let me share you the screen. Just a moment.
Janpha, how can I return Zoom?
Just click into the button and then
the end button, right?
Yeah. Somehow there's a 3 dots, and then you just return me you just make me the host. Click into my picture, next to my picture, and then.
Okay.
Okay, you see that, right? Okay.
Okay, you are host now.
Okay, so thank you. So I'm gonna share you the slides. This is from the Leelavadi Pilom studied with us a few years ago. Right now, she is doing her study in the US, and she has she has learned a lot from working and studying in the US, and she's gonna share with us her experience and her thought on the future of works, and she's gonna give some advice to the soon to graduate DPU students. So let's hear from her.
Hey guys, my name is Leelavadi. So today I am going
Can you
to
hear
talk
her?
about future of work. So let's get started. Okay, first of all, let's just imagine what your work life will look like in a few years, okay? Do you think all the companies still open for people who want to apply the job in a few years? How a business run? And the important thing is, how can you guys get a job after graduated from the universities? So those questions are very interesting. Do you know why? Because right now, every day, a lot of things are changing. And how can we adapt ourselves to survive in this world, you know? Back then, when we want to apply a job or run a business, it was easier. But now today, it's pretty hard because of the virus. For example, in the US right now, some companies, restaurant, business need to close or cancel. And most of the people, they need to work from home and do a meeting by Zoom or whatever. So that's how we try to adapt our work life to get along with every situation that's happening right now. So let me explain a little bit more about things had changed. I used to live with the host families here. My host family always work outside. And sometimes my host dad had a meeting in another state, which means he need to travel from Colorado to another state to meet people and had a meeting face to face, talk in person. And this is how he did before. In the past, this was standard, and what was expected. If you had a Zoom meeting or communicated important information like online by an email with important customer, they will consider it unprofessional. The same can be said for a daily meeting with the coworker in the office. Now with everything is going on in this world, and this has changed a lot, people are now accepted not to meet in person, and now everything has moved online or to virtual meeting, and this is now accepted and seen as a new standard for professional employees everywhere. And when things go back to normal and there's no need social distance anymore, many companies will continue to run their business virtually, and people will continue to work from home, and the new normal will stay for a long time, in my opinion. And finally, I would like to give new graduates my final thought. For new graduates, if you ask me, is it hard or is it easy to get a job after I graduated from the university? Because right now the world has changed, you know. I would love to say it's hard if you think it's hard. And it will be easy if you think, I can do it. That's gonna be easy for you. Whatever jobs you want, it doesn't matter if you believe in yourself. And whatever people gonna say, don't listen to them. What you need to listen is, listen to your heart, what you want, not what they want. Follow your dream, keep going. It's the most important, but never give up. Just think about if you are a company, what kind of people you want to work with, and what kind of people you think that they're gonna make your company get better. For me, if I were a company, first, I would want someone who is confident. Confidence when doing work, when you need to talk to the customer. Yeah, something like that. Number 2, being unique. Being unique person, like think about what makes you different and standing out from others. Number 3, be open to the new opportunities and new experiences. Don't be afraid to try new things. And number 4, I think this one is very important for me. You need to be ready to step out of your comfort zone. Even though you might think that America is completely different from Thailand, it is actually very similar when it comes to what the companies are looking for in an employee. So don't let this stop you trying to work with whatever company that you would love to work with. So just believe in yourself, be confident, and try to show them what skill do you have, you know. Don't afraid to do new things. That's it. Alright everyone, thank you for watching my video. So I hope my video gonna be useful for you guys, and hope you guys get a job that you love. Bye bye. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back, and because it's almost 5 o'clock now, so we're running almost half an hour late, or not, about 45 minutes late. Okay, Samson, how are you?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm good. We're good.
Okay, we might have time for just one question, so let me go back to our attendees. But guys, are you still there? Joy, are you there? Hello? Hang on, who's Sivaporn, are you here?
Hello, can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yep, okay. Right. Now, so this is the Q&A session, and Joy or Sivaporn Janmani is going to ask some questions to the panels. So would you like to ask a question to the panels?
Okay. After we listen from the guest experts, we got many questions from the student, and I will read the questions for you. Please answer our question. Okay. Start with the first question. Which is better for us in the near future? Doing our own business or working in a company?
Okay. Which is better for us in the near future, for the future of work, starting your own business or working for a company? Who would like to entertain the answer? I think Samsons, you are there.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Can
say
you
something?
actually share your thought on this?
Okay. Now, I think it is really true that starting a business might be a way out, especially in this difficult time. But I still believe that it is necessary to gain some work experience first, because if you just like start the business when you're still very green, it is very risky. And also, I think doing a business is not that simple. You need to find your interest, and also you need to learn the insight in operating that business. So I still believe that it is necessary to get some work experience before you start investing in a business entity or to start your own business.
Thank you very much, Samson, for your thought on this. We have time for, I think that's all we have time for the questions. Okay, we're running a bit late, and it's almost, I think it's almost 6 o'clock in Macau.
It's okay, don't worry about that. So it's really an honor to come to your seminar and
thank you
to
very
speak
much.
for a while.
Yeah, it's our first time. We still have a lot to learn about holding a webinar and doing things like this. So, so I would like to express my gratitude and would like to thank you, Samson Liang, for your kindness in helping us
again my
running
honor
this webinar. And so I would like to thank you everybody for staying until the very end of the webinar. I will actually collect the questions and will send around, okay, so that you know the questions. And good questions are better than, average answers. Okay, good questions are appreciated. So we will pass the questions around. And so I would like to thank you again, and I would like to declare the webinar closed. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.